Why am I dressed like this when it's 80 degrees out? Well, hell has frozen over in Texas, that's why. What am I speaking of? Well, you may recall Winter Storm Uri in February 2021, which brought the Texas power grid to its knees. 69% of Texans lost power at some point during the storm, and over 9.7 million people in the U.S. and Mexico experienced blackouts. 49% of Texans lost running water. The storm's economic impact is estimated to be between $80 billion and $130 billion. The Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, is the independent nonprofit organization that manages the electric power grid, which is responsible for the transmission of electricity to the power grid. It serves over 26 million Texans, or 90% of the state. ERCOT also schedules power, facilitates competitive markets, and ensures open access to transmission. Let's look at the consequences of that storm and how ERCOT handled it. ERCOT imposed rolling blackouts on 4 to 5 million people for almost 4 days. The price of available power sold at up to 200 times normal levels. The storm caused frozen equipment and infrastructure failures, and the storm caused a shortage of gas, disruption of gas plants, and offline gas capacity, as well as impacting renewable energy resources like wind farms. Nearly 50% of Texas is powered by natural gas, 20% by coal, another 20% by wind and solar, and 10% by nuclear energy, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. As the storm progressed, it became increasingly harder to generate and deliver electricity. Key equipment in coal plants froze, leading to shutdowns. Solar panels and wind turbines were blanketed with snow, limiting their production. And upstream producers of natural gas struggled with an array of challenges, like frozen wellheads, which compromised the functionality of natural gas pipelines. As well, in light of this resulting scarcity of electricity, the Public Utilities Commission of Texas, PUCT, directed ERCOT to recalibrate the price of wholesale electricity consistent with electricity scarcity. Consequently, ERCOT set real-time electric rates at the maximum price cap of $9,000 per megawatt hour and put it in place for approximately 32 hours. The price increase lessened commercial ratepayers with exorbitantly high electric bills, leading to several notable corporate bankruptcies, including a filing by the state's largest power cooperative. In response, Texas Senate Bills 2 and 3, signed by Governor Abbott on June 8, 2021, aim to improve the Texas power grid by, among other ways, requiring power generators to become weatherized, increasing awareness among consumers about electricity shortages, and changing the governance structure of ERCOT. But that's not when hell froze over in Texas. That event occurred on October 3rd of this year, 2024, when the U.S. Department of Energy announced an investment of $1.5 billion in 4 transmission projects that will, quote, improve grid reliability and resilience, relieve costly transmission congestion, and open access to affordable energy to millions of Americans across the country, unquote. One of those 4 projects is the Southern Spirit Transmission Line, a 320-mile high-voltage line connecting the ERCOT grid for the very first time with electric grids in the southeastern U.S. power market. Now, there was a lot of fallout about this announcement. The backlash started when national media outlets ran headlines painting the project as a federal takeover of the Texas grid. This narrative was eagerly seized upon by some federal politicians who saw it as an opportunity to claim victory over Texas' long-standing resistance to federal energy regulation. Even some Texas lawmakers hinted at ERCOT's independence coming to an end. The reality, however, is quite different. While the project involves federal funds and connects Texas to out-of-state grids, it does not cede any control to Washington. On October 5th, in response to the media and political uproar, Public Utility Commission of Texas Chairman Thomas Gleason squashed the rumors, affirming, quote, the Texas grid will remain independent from the national grid and would not be subject to any federal oversight, unquote. The perceived weakening of Texan sovereignty was not only premature, but entirely unfounded. Texans see the Southern Spirit Project for what it is, a way to strengthen the grid, not to invite federal regulation. The media and politicians who are quick to gloat about federal oversight will have to rethink their victory lap. Let it snow! If you like this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and even join the channel to get early viewing of our videos. I've got miles to go before I sleep.